All right, let's check the output pressure on this bottle. So it is freshly filled. This bottle does have a slow leak. One of these burst caps is leaking here. I still have yet to replace it. (1,000 psi is the output pressure of this bottle. Hey guys, Sean, Let's Lethal for Dummies. You saw the last video. I tested my TIPX with a stock spool valve. So the valve that comes in a TIPX now, because the TCR valve is discontinued, I was curious what kind of output I would see. And I tested with a 90 gram CO2, this guy right here, and a bypassed regulator. And the reason that I tested with the bypassed regulator was because I ran into an issue with my regulator where the velocity cap didn't fit the regulator I was using properly. So I will revisit that, but I will continue this test with the bypassed regulator. And as you just saw, this high pressure air bottle, HBA bottle, is charged full with an output of 1,000 psi. I'll be using the Home Defense 24 on-off adapter here. And if you remember from the previous video, the CO2, the 90 gram, when it was charged, was about 925 psi output. So when you're comparing numbers, this HBA is technically higher, but CO2 continues to expand down the barrel when you have liquid spillover. So I'm not expecting to see higher numbers with HBA, maybe if I went to 1100, but this is what it is. Same barrel, 14-inch 684 Lapco. This is a 9 CI first strike tank. These have also been discontinued, but I noticed in the last day or so, Grimberg was selling their own version of this, a 9 CI. Sorry, and this is a 10 CI, but Grimberg is selling a 9 CI, and I see a couple of people using them. So they must have come back in stock. So maybe check over there, because that's the only place that I am aware of that still has these small tanks. I will test with the same riot balls just to keep everything square. So these are 9.9 gram riot balls. I will be using the ADN paintball drum magazine. This is or was designed for the TIPX. This will also fit a M17 SMG magwell with a small modification, I do believe, although I have not tried, but it would probably be the same modification that I use to fit TIPX mags in my M17. So there we go. There's 20 of them in here. Best number on this 90 gram, which was pretty crazy, was 71 joules. It was like 394 feet per second. So what will we get on HBA is a very good question. I'm guessing, and I have not fired this, I'm just gonna throw a number out there, 370. Oops. Didn't have that adapter screwed in there properly. There we go. Because I'm running HBA in the rear, there is an empty 12 gram CO2 in the front of this, otherwise air would just come pissing right out the front. Okay. See what she does. Oh, not even close. 304. 302. $300. We'll do one more. 300. If anything, HPA is very consistent, as you saw, but even at 1,000 PSI output, which technically is less than what this 90 gram was outputting based on the gauge, it's very stable air. The CO2 you saw was spilling tons of liquid out, so I was ingesting tons of liquid, which was leading to that huge velocity spike. And those are the dreams of CO2 that we all want to live. I'm sure continued use like that, you know, I may run into some O-ring issues, but this TIPX, Tippmann are just, they're good with CO2 regardless. This spool valve, right now, this stock valve, I'm sure is probably the largest culprit here in why we're not seeing it. And as we speak, it looks like the MCS adapter just begun leaking. So, let me go fix that. All right, this is a problem that I kind of feared already with this nipple that I have installed on here. So I suspect, and I mentioned this when I did the installation video, that MCS kind of designed this block around the factory Tippmann remote air. Now this piece is the factory piece, but this is a first strike nipple. Inside here is an O-ring that I'll never be able to show you, but there's an O-ring in there, and it is designed to seal around this, the fattest part here. And that's what makes your airtight seal. These first strike nipples are shorter, and all these nipples, the profiles, even though they're 8mm quick disconnects, the profiles do vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. So I suspect that mine was probably barely engaging this edge here. So how I'm gonna fix that is I'm gonna back this out, I don't know, maybe half a turn, whatever I did there. So what that's done is move this nipple kind of into the rearward position. So hopefully that it'll better engage that O-ring. So let's put it back together and then wire it up and see if that solved our problem. Back. I refilled my HPA bottle. Write it in here. Now where were we? Factory spool valve doesn't do so good with HPA. 40 joules is still a good number. I mean, that's less lethal. But yeah, I know some of you guys like to see those big numbers, and you know, I get excited about them too, but let's be honest, 70 joules, probably going through something instead of creating a shock and awe. Well, it's gonna be shock and awe, right? All right, let's see, did I fix the leak? Oops, going the wrong way here. There we go. No leak. So I'll probably have to get the proper nipple for that. I mean, I could leave it adjusted like that, but I don't like when things aren't tight. I mean, you saw that, just loosen that off by hand. There is an O-ring seal in there. Now, how much I could loosen it before that O-ring seal leaks. The other thing I could do also is actually thread tape the heck out of that nipple and That way it doesn't bottom out so far in the remote air adapter to kind of space it back a little. I would dislike doing that. I don't like adding lots of tape and it looks kind of hokey. Although it would be hidden here, I guess, because this piece covers it. I had a chance, I put the 4 rounds that I shot off into the trap there. So there's 20 new ones in here. I'll just fire them. I'll turn the, not to be cool, but I'll turn the marker sideways so you can actually see this drum cycle, because it's pretty cool. Maybe not that fast. It's loud. Well, there you go. HPA, not as exciting. Oops. Didn't quite unscrew that far enough. Not quite as exciting on the TIPX as that 90 gram was. Drum's empty. I don't know. 20 of those at 40 is definitely going to leave a mark. I'll put the regulator in, watch for those videos just to see, can you do the same as not bypassing it? And I'm pretty sure you can. I do have my doubts running a 90 gram on a factory regulator here. I'm guessing that pressure relief valve is probably going to relieve if I set it as high as that 70 joules, but I still think this will probably work. You know, might have to turn it down to 50 or something, guys. But yeah, that's it for now. See ya.